For most people, mornings are hectic. Getting the kids up and ready for school, feeding the dog, getting yourself out the door, all of it on time is not easy. But while you may feel like you only have a time to grab a cup of coffee, SSM Health family medicine physician and wellness coach Dr. Roopa Shah is here, and she says you should make time to grab a healthy breakfast. It's something I struggle with so much. So let's start off with the basics. Why is eating breakfast important to one's overall health?
Well, eating breakfast, I mean, naturally, gives you energy and nutrition for your brain to get going for the day. It's going to help our focus, our concentration during the day. And really, there's a lot of good health benefits of eating breakfast. It can reduce your risk of heart disease, diabetes, but it also matters what you eat. So eating the right things is a great way to get your day started.
Yeah, now that's important because if you're short on time, is it okay to maybe grab a pastry, a muffin, or what are maybe some better options out there, even if you only have a few minutes?
Right, exactly. And this is the biggest thing, is you really want to avoid those ultra-processed foods, right? You want to avoid that donut or that muffin because eating first thing in the morning really can help regulate your insulin and glucose control for the rest of the day. And what we want is a nice, smooth kind of insulin response throughout the morning. And the way we can achieve this is by eating something that's high in protein and fiber. So things like yogurt, fruit, whole grains, oatmeal. These are the types of foods we should be gravitating towards, not those, high carb, high sugar foods. Because otherwise we're going to get a lot of fluctuations of our blood sugar throughout the morning and throughout the day. And also when we eat high protein, high fiber, remember, we are suppressing those hunger hormones called ghrelin throughout the morning too. So it's going to make us less likely to binge eat throughout the day too.
More balance.
More balance.
Especially when you start your morning. Now, can eating breakfast actually help with weight loss?
So that's an interesting idea. Eating breakfast doesn't actually help with weight loss, but there was a study that was done between breakfast eaters and breakfast non-eaters. And what they did find in this interesting study was that the breakfast eaters were actually able to maintain their weight loss over a longer period of time.
Interesting.
So there is something about eating breakfast, or maybe it's about the type of people who eat breakfast, that does allow them to maintain their weight, but maybe not necessarily to lose weight, let's say.
Okay, got it. Now, as different eating styles have gained popularity in the last few years, like intermittent fasting, is there anything people should keep in mind when it comes to timing of a first meal of the day? And does the importance of eating breakfast change for intermittent fasters, if that's something that people are doing?
Yeah, so not necessarily. So what's really the most important is not the timing, but it's what you eat, again. So whether you are going to do intermittent fasting, which is where you have a restricted time period when you eat, which usually for most people can be about 8 hours. It doesn't matter if you eat breakfast at 7 or at 11. It's still breaking of the fast, and that's where the word breakfast comes from. But again, it's important to have high quality, lean protein, fiber, and again, that's what's going to help regulate those insulin levels throughout the day, suppress those hunger hormones, and that's what's going to lead to healthier habits as well. So if you're an intermittent faster, or even if you're not, just starting your day out with the right foods is critical.
Okay, the most important note there, Dr. Shah. Now, where else can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right, thank you as always.
Thank you.